Spark conference at Abertay University, listening to a real diversity of views about intellectual property in the creative industries.
I think it's been a very good thing for creative industries. Sometimes we concentrate so much on the creativity that we forget about the underpinning tools and mechanisms that we need to protect our creativity. So the ability to come here and really delve into intellectual property, how it works, how you use it, the tools and mechanisms have been fantastic.
There's been a really exciting cross-section of speakers from all parts of the industry, from the legal profession, from publishers, from developers, and it's been really interesting to see the diversity of views.
It's been a really great event. It's been sort of really positive and really quite exciting sort of to talk about these issues. Certainly it would be great to see sort of more of the Dundee sort of development sort of community, the games industry sort of engage with these issues, and indeed for the games industry sort of across the UK.
The fact that such high profile people from Google, Nokia, Sony have come here today demonstrates that they are aware of Abertay's position in the gaming world.
This type of event is really positive for the industry. It enables a whole range of views to be aired and discussed, and people to take away new ideas, new thinking, and embed them in their business.
Absolutely vital for the small company, because at the end of the day the value in that company, the value in the products that it creates resides in the intellectual property, and if they haven't registered those rights, if they haven't done the right licensing arrangements, that will undermine and totally neglect the value in that company. So if they want to go on and develop it and to get investment against those assets, if they find they don't own the assets, they're in big trouble. So it's absolutely vital.
So my work concentrates on digital marketing and distribution for film, researching digital tools for doing that. And we have a lot of film companies looking to exploit their property across multiple platforms through transmedia properties. So today I'm looking at trying to get information about how we license content, the deal terms that can be achieved, and trying to maximise the revenue generation possibilities for the companies. So it's a great resource to have here.
And I think it's really important also that we encourage the creative industries through these kind of policies, so intellectual property, allowing creatives to control the revenue streams of their creative output, and also have some control over where it goes, so what happens to their output. And it's really important in terms of developing sustainable business development models for the creative industries in Scotland.
What you tend to find, especially in the film industry, is that people are concentrating on producing their content. Like, it's very difficult for people to finance films themselves, and a lot of their time and energy is devoted to that, and then you get to a stage where you have a piece of content but then want to exploit it, and maybe people don't have the experience or expertise to be able to do the best deals or be informed about where to take the next stage, and in fact where they should be planning earlier in the production process.
I think a lot can be learned in terms of just the awareness of intellectual property and what type of intellectual property strategies creative companies should be having. And having, as Michael's just said, having access to these lawyers is, normally that's really difficult. So events like these are crucial in creating a community.
I have the feeling that there is this kind of community of people that hasn't really kind of formed yet because they've been working in silos. And what we have here is the coming together of games developers, academics involved in that area, lawyers, and trade organisations speaking to each other about the issues from their different perspectives, about extracting maximum value out of the IP being generated.
A great idea, the great idea between 1-2 people is often the catalyst to set up the business. And they're maybe not thinking about protecting that idea up front, but the very nature of exploiting that intellectual property is the game that they will be using going forward.
I think it's very important that small companies think about the legal and IP issues right from the very start as a way of actually maximising the value that they get from their efforts.
Absolutely vital for the small company, because at the end of the day the value in that company, the value in the products that it creates resides in the intellectual property, and if they haven't registered those rights, if they haven't done the right licensing arrangements for engines or software that they're using, or different brands or or elements coming into the game, that will undermine and totally neglect the value in that company.
I think there is some risk, but the risk is really that they won't get any value out of their products, rather than a risk of being swallowed up or gobbled up. You know, the real risk is that without thinking about this stuff, you actually stifle the possibility of bringing something to market.
So if they want to go on and develop it and to get investment against those assets, if they find they don't own the assets, they're in big trouble. So it's absolutely vital.